Okay, thanks for starting to tune in here. This is Chief Meteorologist Ben Pine and the WHS 11 Weather Impact Team at Weather Center on this Thursday, August the 1st, 2024. So here we go again. We are tracking storms. We are under a severe thunderstorm watch until 8 p.m. And we're going to get going here in just a second. Just waiting for our stream to load up on our WHS 11 app. Good time. If you're just kind of waiting around, you can download for free our WHS 11 app, Interactive Radar. You get notifications if we have a live stream or if there are any warnings, watches, alerts, that kind of thing. All your news and weather right there. Thanks for watching if you're here on Facebook or on YouTube. So again, we are bracing for the potential of strong to severe storms that will arrive, looks like late afternoon into the early evening. I'd say around generally a 3 until 8 p.m. time frame from west to east. This initial round might impact more areas along and north of 64. We'll just kind of have to wait and see how it evolves here. But again, our live stream will be starting soon on all platforms. And we'll get rolling with a look at Max HD radar. I put a track on this line of storms that is going to be moving out of Illinois and into Indiana very soon. It's moving east at around 35 miles per hour. And then we're going to look at Futurecast. How many more rounds are we going to have to deal with here this week? It's been a busy, stormy week. Thankfully, this weekend we do see things beginning to settle down. So again, we are about to go live here. Thanks for hanging tight. We are the WHS 11 Weather Impact Team. It is an alert day because of the potential of some strong to severe storms like we had yesterday, and then also just some extreme heat we'll also talk about here coming up very shortly. And that was my phone, of course. All right, we are good to go here. Hey there, I am Chief Meteorologist Ben Pine, again here in the WHS 11 Weather Impact Team at Weather Center. And we're tracking a line of storms that's going to be moving out of Illinois and into Indiana. So just want to get right to it, and we'll bring up our graphics. So here is a look at the recently issued Severe Thunderstorm Watch that is across the area. And this goes until 8 p.m. So this is going to be a busy afternoon, it looks like, for many of us across the area. So looking across the region, you can see a very strong complex of thunderstorms that is moving towards Evansville. It's moving east at about 35 miles per hour. There was a tornado warning on a portion of this earlier. Thankfully, just severe thunderstorm warnings on it right now. So with this track, now this track is only accurate if it all kind of stays the same. But a lot of times there'll be a portion that juts out ahead, and some portions can slow down. With that said, heading towards Jasper at about 3:30 Eastern time, Salem at about 4:40 in Indiana. So this is going to be impacting parts, it looks like, of southern Indiana first as this rolls into our area. Okay, and then heading toward Louisville, 5:30-ish, kind of a heads up there. Hopefully we can get these to roll through in time for the Savannah Bananas out at Slugger Field. Sold out. Big event for, I know, for many families that are going to be heading out there today, tomorrow, Saturday. I think it's here all weekend. Thanks, Marita, for checking in here to our live stream. Daryl, yep, we're here. We're good to go. Thanks for tuning in here. Once again, this is a lightning factory, torrential rain, damaging wind potential, small tornado threats. Same threats we've been talking about all week long. And there are about 900 lightning strikes within the last half hour within this complex of storms. And it's going to be moving into Indiana over the next couple of hours. Edward, thanks for tuning in. Larry, thanks for watching as well. So let me get you here to Futurecast, which I will say is not picking up on those storms very well, but it does have them just delayed a little bit. But it does pick up the impulse, the disturbance, and you can see the storms firing up over the area. With that same kind of time frame I gave you with that storm track, 5, 6 o'clock heads up for Metro Louisville area for the potential of some damaging storms. Renee, I know the storms were big and bad yesterday. Nancy, we're talking about this right now. There you can see, I would say they're still just west of us at 4 o'clock, but 5, 6, be ready for these strong storms. And then there you can see the storms starting to move east of I-65 around 7 o'clock. And it's been the same routine here. Southern Indiana gets hit first, west of I-65, then Louisville, and then areas east of I-65, and then areas east of I-65 and south of the Bluegrass Parkway, a little deeper into the evening time. And then those storms are off to the east and southeast of us by 8 p.m. So that's why the Severe Thunderstorm Watch ends at 8 p.m. All right, so what do we do after that? We should be pretty quiet. It's going to be a humid night. Maybe a stray shower off to the south, as you can see there during the overnight, but nothing severe with that. And then tomorrow, the severe weather threat, thankfully, is very low. It is an alert day for the second half of Friday, just because of the potential of some downpours. Just want to give you a heads up on that. So Friday, not as hot, not as humid, not as stormy, but there still could be a scattering of some of these downpours as this front moves through. And this is going to dry us out for the weekend, thankfully, and lead us to a dry weather pattern. So right now we are in the upper 80s, and the heat index is right around 100 degrees. Morgan, Bright, I hear you. It has been relentless this week with rounds of storms. Nobody needs any more rain, really, or the continuous lightning, as Oscar says, was no joke, and the damaging winds. We don't want any of this stuff. The good part about it is, once it rolls through, it's going to make things more comfortable. It is super tropical out there right now. In fact, let's take a look. Current temperatures, they don't look so bad, right? Upper 80s, around 90 degrees. But let me pop on our heat index here. Feeling like 108 in Jasper. A lot of cornfields out there supplying some evapotranspiration, some extra moisture in the air. 100 in Litchfield, 100 in Munfordville, 103 Shepherdsville. So you get the picture. It is very steamy here at 145. So another reason why we had a weather impact alert day for today. What's the humidity going to do? Stays rather muggy through our Friday. The humidity goes down just a little bit as we head into the weekend, as we get into a drier weather pattern. So I do want to show you some good news with what's been a very busy week. So we've got that second half of Friday red. That's that weather impact alert time period where we could still have some pop-up storms. Just a heads up for that. The severe weather threat looks very low. Just kind of random pop-ups. And then this weekend looks dry with upper 80s Saturday, 92 Sunday. So the stormy pattern is gone. We can kind of chill, except it's going to be very hot. So no chill in the air necessarily. So 93 Monday, 95 Tuesday, 96 Wednesday. So first week of August is going to be rather hot. So if you're just tuning in here, this is Chief Meteorologist Ben Pine in the WHS 11 Weather Impact Team Weather Center here on 147 on this August 1st. Happy August to you. Could be a little bit busy with these storms blasting through the area later this afternoon and into the evening time. So just here to give you a heads up on that. I'm going to go through radar in case you tuned in just recently, and then we'll go through Futurecast again just to help you prepare, and then we'll wrap things up. And then we'll just kind of stay tuned and kind of babysit these storms. If there's any alerts, we'll get them right to you on WHS11, WHS11.com, on our WHS11 app, all the different platforms. We are here for you today. David Miller, yeah, there is a chance for severe weather at that time. And we'll show you again on Futurecast here. So we'll pull up the graphics. There's that severe thunderstorm watch until 8 p.m. because of these storms that are just starting to get going out here to the west of Evansville. Last track I put on it, it was moving east at around 35, 40 miles per hour. Sometimes these squall lines can move 50, 60 miles per hour. So it's at a moderate pace. Localized flash flooding is going to be an issue too because the soil is so saturated. We have to watch out for that again. So here's the track. I'm going to move this track because I made this about 5 minutes ago. So I'm going to adjust that so we can get a fresh time. So really you're going to want to focus on the last half of this track as I move it around here because that's more of our viewing area. So to Bedford, Indiana at around 4 p.m. Seymour approaching 5 p.m. Louisville has us from around 5 to 6 p.m. Into Madison, 5:45. We'll just have to wait and see how this evolves with time. The weather models aren't perfect. The question mark I have is this going to expand more to the south? Will it impact more of our Kentucky communities? Which you can tell on that south end it has a little bit here. A good bet it's going to impact a lot of southern Indiana areas north of Interstate 64. Let me clear this out. You know, if we're going to be covering this later today, one thing I mention a lot is the apex or the center line of the bow echo. It's this region right here, right in the middle. That's where the winds are pushing out. It doesn't do that for no reason. And that's when you can have winds 60, 70 miles per hour. That's when you're going to get your power outages, your tree damage, some big issues. And now, just a little more science here. We have what's called bookend vortices, and you can get a little bit of spin on the edges of the bow echo or the squall line. Those are areas we watch very closely for rotation and spin-up tornadoes. Not out of the question, we might get a tornado warning at some point. And the other good news here, again, it's going to make things more comfortable once it rolls through. And it's not going to last long. It's a quick punch, as we've seen with these storms, and then they move out. And then it'll be quiet for the rest of the evening. So if you have evening, after I'd say 6 o'clock, we should be in a lot better shape, it looks like, with the time frame right here for Louisville. Now the issues might last longer for areas off to the east around Newcastle, Frankfort, Taylorsville, Springfield, Kentucky, down to Lebanon, Campbellsville, Columbia. You're looking at 7, 8 p.m. time frame, it looks like, give or take, as always. All right, we're going to move this back into Futurecast, which I will admit does not have a great handle on what's happening at time zero right now, but it does have, it's just a little late on it exploding, basically. But the time frame is pretty similar to what I manually did, and that's around the 5, 6 o'clock time frame for Louisville. Sometimes these things can speed up, so we just want you to be extra weather aware through the late afternoon and early evening time. For the potential of alerts, you just want to head inside, wait it out until it passes on through, and then you're in good shape. And then watch out for some potential flooding. And if there is any flooding, there's going to be a flood advisory or flash flood warning. We'll let you know about that as well. And then you can see as we go to 7, 8 o'clock, this is starting to impact areas around Lexington and starting to move out of our viewing area. And that's when the Severe Thunderstorm Watch ends for our area. Then we're quiet for the rest of the night, other than maybe a stray shower. And then tomorrow afternoon, doesn't look like a big deal at this point in time. We're just giving you a heads up that there could be some pop-up downpours, but not like an organized severe weather threat. and the heat and humidity not quite as bad for Friday. Pretty miserable out there now, as we mentioned, with the heat index right at around 100 degrees. Brody had some big bad storms in Omaha. Yeah, I saw that, and we're getting the disturbances that you guys get first. With this storm highway and this northwest flow that we've been in. But again, thankfully, we are going to see a weather pattern change. If you're like me, you're over it. You want things to settle down, where you don't have to worry about storms at any part of the day, because we've had these impulses, these disturbances giving us storms at night, in the morning, in the midday, all over the place, all week long. So this weekend through next week, looks like we're going to dry things out, lots of sunshine on the way. So there it is. Hope that helped you. If you missed anything, we're going to hit stop. You can go back and look at the timing of those storms that are starting to move close to Indiana. And we're going to keep an eagle eye on it all afternoon and evening long. We're here to help you keep you safe, alert, prepared, updated. WHS11 app, WHS11.com, WHS11 television. We're going to have all the information for you on all the different platforms. So stay safe out there. Again, I am Chief Meteorologist Ben Pine here for the WHS11 Weather Impact Team. We'll be up at 4 o'clock on WHS11 News. We'll see you then.